As we check out the cars that did not qualify, this is big. Richard Childress, a 30 car and 31. Jeff Green and Robbie Gordon, 2 cars from Richard Childress did not qualify. Also,
depending on what happens.
There we go.
I was going to say could be a while, but not anymore. Buckshot Jones.
hard contact. Hard contact in that wall.
You're right, Benny.
Caution number 4. Boy, look at that. Oh, he's trying to start it up. That's a good sign.
Big, boys. What he done right there was very, very big.
Well, sounds like they got turned.
Trying to get it fired.
That's Buckshot.
It's leaking. The radiator's busted and all that.
Yeah, you're done.
Take it to the garage, guys.
So, Buckshot Jones in the wall, turn 4, putting out caution number 4 of this New Hampshire 300. What happened?
Yeah, we see the one car come up on the back of Buckshot, and wow.
Drove right through him.
Yeah. Drove right through him. Right.
Oh, boy. So, if you're Jeff Gordon and you've been kind of not keeping pace here in this last segment, do you pit here?
Well, I don't
120, 118 laps to go.
His pit road is open, and no one has chosen to pit.
Not even. Yeah, you know.
John Andretti.
12th place car. Andretti.
I think the guys towards the back will probably come in. They got nothing to lose.
There's Andretti. Johnny Benson is also in. Terry Labonte. Stacy Compton will come in. Kevin Harvick will come in. Marty?
Andretti's going to come in, Alan. I think they're running 11th.
Trouble on the backstretch. Buckshot Jones. Several drivers with incredible avoidance there as Buckshot came careening back across the backstretch. Second caution of the race.
See some damage to the front of Buckshot's car. Certainly doesn't look as bad as John Andretti's, but
He's got a flat left front tire. I don't know if that was maybe some of the problem or if he got that after he flat spotted him.
And we're already under the yellow flag for the second time, and we haven't even completed 10 laps. I hope that's not a sign of things to come for the rest of the afternoon.
That's a record for here.
Oh, yes, Wally, it would be a record, as would everything that happens today. Brilliant observation.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at what happened to Buckshot Jones off turn 2. That's put the yellow flag out again.
There again, looked like he may have got a little bit of help there as well.
And Sterling Marlin, who was right behind him. And watch as his car comes across the track out of that cloud. On pit road, looks like they've got a lot of work to do before they'll get Buckshot back out in this one. Dave?
And Alan, the first thing they did was to check to see if they had broken the radiator and what damage there was to the left front suspension. Looks like there are no visible pools of fluid or anything underneath the 44 right now, so that's a good sign. But they're going to have to do a lot of repairs, as you mentioned, to get him race ready once again. A lot of cars on pit road as well, Alan, topping off fuel and putting on fresh tires. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Well, back in the garage with John Andretti, and I know.
Yeah, Ricky's car is working really good.
Caution, front stretch, Buckshot Jones.
Frank, we're
very Buckshot. Put it in gear and go.
Can't get it fired.
Can't get it started.
Second caution is out. Just 28 laps into the race.
Now I think you'll see some cars coming in. I think they've got a better handle on it. You'll see some pit stops.
Well, we're going. Wow.
Got some raw fuel in that pipe there, BP.
Yes, it does. As he was spinning around, if it'll start, all that flame will go away. Finally, it did start. One thing, it had to start, is going to burn up.
Yeah. Catch the grass on fire or something there. All right, let's see. Lead cars, just Jeff Burton is top times very carefully. 2 drivers failed to qualify for the Pepsi 400. Buckshot Jones with only 1 to his seat this week. And David Keith did not make the race. Run this time. Trouble, turn 2. Buckshot Jones. Caution's out. The last 2 races here at Bristol have featured 13 different caution periods. The first of them tonight has just happened at lap number 13 as Buckshot Jones got spun around in turn number 2. Back at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Sharpie 500 under its first caution period came out at lap number 13 when Buckshot Jones got spun around off turn number 2.
Going down to turn 1, we'll see Buckshot come in the corner. He's going to get some help from Jason Leffler. And around goes Buckshot, and fortunately, all the leaders were right behind them, but fortunately it was a 1. And Buckshot Jones is spun down the front straightaway.
Caution.
That was close.
Third caution of the Sharpie 500 is out. Lap number 69. Pit stops here for the leaders, I would think.
Yep, I bet they come in now.
Yeah. And now it'll be interesting to see what Benson does, since he's got the fresher tires, if he stays out for the track position. We'll cover the pit stops when we come back to...
Oh, trouble down turn 1 down here, guys. Big trouble. 1 car hard in the wall. Buckshot Jones and Dave Marcus is also involved. Oh, Buckshot hit a ton. He did. He turned that car turned dead right and went head on up into the outside retaining wall. That's a very, very, very ugly wreck. Jason Leffler is also involved with Marcus and Buckshot Jones. Big hard hit, but he's getting set to climb out. Put down the window net. That's a sign to safety officials that he's okay. Tries to get everything undone and out. And a sad break for Dave Marcus, the 60-year-old veteran. There's Buckshot Jones, who was all right.
Got on the Hans device.
Yep. He's out of that petty Dodge.
Let me tell you, that kind of lick that he took, if he hadn't had that Hans device on, this is a violent lick. Watch this car right here. Watch him turn. Up the hill, and buddy, she's not slowing down. Ooh, that's a hard lick.
Looked like he got loose, Darrell, and corrected it back, and it just shot right up the hill into the outside wall.
And there's Dave Marcus with nowhere to go, and
Ricky Craven going all the way to the bottom.
Squeezes by on the inside on the apron. Another car back here spins.
Poor Marcus, if he had turned left, he would have turned right into another car, had nowhere to go.
Heavy impact. So glad he had that Hans device on. The 01 car was the other car down there.
Jason Leffler.
A pick.
Hang tough and it'll work. And we got a crash right there with the 44 car.
Buckshot Jones. And that's like Jason Leffler, who was involved in that earlier 14-car wreck.
And both of those cars were involved in the early one, and that will bring us under caution.
And again, over the tunnel turn, Mike. I think it must be getting slicker and slicker over there, which it does.
These cars were battling for 30th position, still on the lead lap.
That's out of turn 1. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong picture.
5th caution of the day, lap 78. Buckshot Jones and Jason Leffler, and Buckshot took a hard hit straight on into that inside wall at the tail end.
But I know for sure that Buckshot wears the Hans device. Been wearing it now for a couple of months.
Boy, I'm glad, too, because that's one of those direct hit-on licks.
Talked at length Friday with Bobby Hutchins, the Richard Childress team engineer, that also has a restraint device that he's worked on, the Hutchins device, and that will be commercially available beginning Monday to short track and road racers and other folks interested, as well as the Hans device.
We did see the net come down on Buckshot Jones's car.
Ooh. Boy, Leffler just drove right up into the side of Buckshot. And watch this.
Ooh, wow.
And it's not over.
And the thing about Leffler's car, he already had damage, and that probably just didn't, the car probably took off on him, Larry.
But you know what I like about the shot that Buckshot took? That's guardrail. It gives a little bit. That concrete don't move.
Yeah, that's true. But watch this. I think this is just where arrow push. The car got up there, and he didn't have the downforce that he needed to make the front stick.
Step high.
Man, and he just drove right into it.
Good job, bud. Good job. No yelling yet.
Go right into the side of Buckshot. That's unfortunate. Two young guys there, both trying to make a name for themselves in the Winston Cup Series. I haven't seen either driver get out, have you?
I saw the net drop down on Buckshot Jones's car. He dropped it down on his own. See the net down on Jason Leffler's car as well.
And that is a signal to rescue workers that I'm okay. I'm conscious and I'm okay. When they drop that window net, that's a signal that
Buckshot Jones is in the wall. Traffic scattering around Jones. He's hit it hard.
That's what we talked about earlier. First of all, on the tape issue, if you can get away with it, you're going to be quick all day. But you just got to get away with it.
Caution for Buckshot Jones, hitting the wall, turns 1 and 2.
And you see that? Sorry.
Flagman's face.
That's the flagman.
There you go, buddy.
That's the roof flap. When the car spins around, that's something that jumps up and tries to sit the car back down on the earth so it doesn't.
Timing is everything.
Doesn't fly. Timing is everything. But I'm sure that the flagman appreciated me circling his head.
See Buckshot talking to the safety workers.
It looks like the entire lick was on the left side of the car.
Yeah, it spun around backwards and slapped the wall, it looks like. So Jerry Nadeau with his problems as the caution comes out for Buckshot Jones. And the Hendrick team will get a chance to have a look. See if they can fix it under this caution. Here come the leaders around to pit road. Let's take a look upper right of the screen.
By himself, he just gets in the corner and it spun so quickly. We've seen all the cars back in the fence, but this one spun so quickly that he got it with the left side. Look at all this. It's feeding time at the zoo.
80 laps to go to Matt.
Well, they're going to jack up to 25 to see if they can look underneath and see what exactly, if something is leaking from the race car or not. There is some dust and speedy dry on the back fascia. To Bill.
Jimmy Spencer has a great pit stall, easy in, easy out, 4 sticker tires. What do you think the first question would be to Jimmy Spencer in victory lane? Think about it, Marty.
Kevin Harvick is in. Let's see what the first question would be to him in victory lane. 4 tires, no adjustments. All he wanted was a bottle of water. They are very, very good. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
They were going to try to leave and go back out so they would not lose a lap. The NASCAR officials would not let them. They're making them raise the hood. The 25 car is still in the stall here. They are looking underneath the hood to see if something is loose. They were hoping to leave so they would not lose a lap, but the NASCAR officials would not let them. They're telling them now to shut the engine off. Boy, a tough, heartbreaking break for Jerry Nadeau.
They gambled on the extra tape on the nose for the added downforce for handling and performance, but it looks like they've cooked the engine in the process. Continuing to work on Jerry Nadeau's car, continuing to work with Buckshot Jones out in turn number 2. We're under caution with 80 laps to go at Chicagoland. Back at Chicagoland Speedway, the Tropicana 400 under caution for the 6th time. It came out at lap 187 when Buckshot Jones crashed hard in turns 1 and 2. Looking ahead from Tony Stewart.
Buckshot looks like he just gets in the corner. Car gets a little bit loose and around he goes, and he just snapped around and hits with the left side. And there we see Buckshot on the stretcher being put in the ambulance.
And we'll get you an update on his condition as soon as we have any information available. Cleanup continues at Chicagoland Speedway. We're back at those who failed to qualify, basically because the provisionals left to fall back on. What's that name? Dallenbach.
You know how hard it is to drive with 2 people in a seat? It's not easy. I tell you.
Tried to qualify Buckshot Jones's car on Friday. Didn't work out. Let's take a look at the NBA on TNT. Trouble, turn 2, Mike Skinner, and more. Spencer spinning. Buckshot Jones is in it.
These are the guys, too, that needed to race their way in.
Skinner drives away. Buckshot 44th on time, 41st on points.
And there's Jimmy Spencer's car with a lot of heavy damage to it.
46th.
How bad is it, Jimmy? The left side's torn all to hell. I'm coming in. I don't know.
Jimmy Spencer.
Not flat tire yet, but tailings, left front fender, flat tires.
Jimmy Spencer, 46th on time, 38th on last year's points.
There's Buckshot Jones. He was owner points last year, 41st. He was 44th on time. I saw this coming off the second corner. Skinner was behind someone, and all of a sudden his car, I guess, got loose or something. He had to back up.
Well, he got way out of the gas. Like you say, he may have had to jump out of the throttle because of the handling or whatever, but he checked up pretty hard.
Dave Blaney, the 77 car, gets a lot of damage.
Shauna Robinson and Bobby Gerhardt also involved.
See if we can see what happens. Boy, he's real
Was that just some smoke? Just when we picked up the shot, was there a little burst of smoke from Mike's car?
I don't know, because he really was off the pace there.
Like the engine gave up a cylinder or something?
I don't know. He's pulling out the pit lane right now.
You can't see it
Hard
there.
to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Spencer got run into.
And that's Shauna Robinson, the 49 car, running in the side of Jimmy Spencer.
Let's go back to that angle we were looking at before and see if we could see. I thought maybe I saw a little puff of smoke.
See the Ford car down there on the bottom.
Right here.
Now he bottomed out right there. And then in BP, he may have bottomed out in that car. He may have lost the car a little bit and have to jump out of the gas right there.
Kenny Wallace, I don't know how much damage there is to the one car. He gets in the back of the 44, and Blaney, no place to go, right in the back. Matt?
And John Andretti in for service. They are going to make a chassis adjustment. He said he felt pretty.
We're under green at Darlington. In the back straightaway coming off turn number 2. A ferocious crash in the back straightaway off turn number 2. Tony Stewart, the leader around. Mark Martin's in it. Ward Burton's in it. One car got completely sideways and the track was blocked. Look at the damage to Schrader's car. He is climbing out. His teammate Johnny Benson is involved. Kurt Busch, you see his damaged car. And the leader Stewart caught up in it.
Mark Martin and 24 car's got damage on the right side. I don't know how bad it is. I don't think it's real bad, but he scraped along the side of Tony Stewart.
Dave Blaney and Ward Burton are the other cars involved. Jeff Gordon, I believe he got a little right side damage as he drove through there.
He got into the back side of Stewart's, but it didn't look that bad.
But he did get through.
I don't think he hurt his cars cosmetically. That's about it. I think he can fix it. I think Tony must be hurt, and I feel so sorry for Kenny Schrader. I hope Tony's all right.
Stewart's car got sideways, Darrell, and I believe he got hit hard in the left side.
Yeah, they're
when one car gets sideways here, this track gets so narrow. There's nowhere for anyone to go. Damage to Buckshot Jones.
I think he actually was involved in something that started all of this off turn 2.
Yeah, old Bush has gone to the garage now, by the way.
And all those cars that were on the tail end of the lead lap do get the free pass around.
Well, the 24 and the 40,
the pace car.
Little damage on the right front of the 24, but not very much.
Of the lead lap cars, about the only 2 cars that was not involved is the 24 and the 40, and we're hearing that Jeff Gordon may have a little bit of damage.
Yeah, he's got a little bit, but not very much. He's okay.
Dick Berggren.
He definitely has got some damage. They've been talking on the radio about it. The most important thing they want to do is to clear the fender so that there's no chance of that fender hitting the tire. Right now, they're beating on the right front corner, trying to get that fender out. They want to make sure that there's no contact with the tire. There is now, however, a hole in that fender area. That's not going to help him at higher speed. Right side tires are on. They're going to change the left side tires. Tough break for Jeff Gordon back there in the traffic, and he just got into it.
The race off pit road is won by Marlin, then Earnhardt Jr., Sadler, and Harvick.
Being a lap down wasn't so bad, was it?
Not for those fellows, but a melee in the backstretch. Again, Dave Blaney involved, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Spencer, Kenny Schrader, Kurt Busch, and I believe Ward Burton. Let's see what happened coming off turn 2.
It's Tony all by himself.
Going low.
Buckshot got in trouble.
He was sideways off turn 2, got loose, and Tony Stewart just came up on him so fast, nowhere to go. There's where Jeff Gordon got the damage. Sterling Marlin gets through, and Bill Elliott gets through.
Oh,
and there's the hit.
Goodness.
Spencer just pile drove Stewart's car. There you see Ward Burton get caught up in it, and a host of cars on the outside.
was another view. Just see Buckshot Jones in the 44.
There was so much smoke that Spencer and those guys just could not see. There's all the smoke out there. So watch, these guys are coming here and they can't see. They're coming out of the smoke. It's like coming out of a bank of fog.
Wow, what a hit.
Oh, my goodness.
And at that speed, Darrell, from 300 feet away, what can you do?
Well, there's nothing. You're at just the mercy of the track, either opening up and you slip through.
Watch in front of you there. Watch in front of you there. Come on, come on, come on. Back to the caution. Go back to caution. Come on. 24 is the leader. Watch the 9 outside.
Tony Stewart, it's reported, is out of his car.
Well, the good news is all that impact was on the right side.
Yes.
That wasn't in the driver's side. You can see there on the right side. I'm sure he's shaken up quite a lot. They're stabilizing him there with stuff around his neck.
And our folks report that Tony Stewart was moving when they put him on the stretcher. And we're hoping this is precautionary. And it's pretty standard anytime a driver has to be helped from his car, get him stabilized, get him on that stretcher into the infield care center.
Turn 2 is a tough turn over, boys. I can't tell you how many times today we've said we've seen wrecks over there that didn't happen, but they should have happened.
So here's Gordon back in. You saw and heard just that little thump as Jeff Gordon swerved to avoid Tony Stewart and just barely caught him with the right front of his car. Jimmy Spencer's car towed to the garage area, both ends a mess.
I mean, of the 6 or 7 cars that was running behind Tony Stewart that was on the lead lap, the only car that received no damage in that group was Sterling Marlin, the 40 car.
And you rode with him as he drove through that, and only by luck of the Irish, you were in a complete tire smoke fog.
Well, and think about this, back to Charlotte last year when Gordon got bumped in the right front leaving the pit lane and messed up his right front fender, Larry, and he was later, no time at all, he got lapped. So that's a very critical corner of the car here, and they got to get it fixed right.
There are the 11 cars that received some or more damage in that crash. Johnny Benson sitting in, hoping they can make repairs and get him back out. Mark Martin's car got a lot of damage as Tony Stewart goes into the ambulance for the trip to the care center.
Buckshot Jones, Ron Hornaday involved. And it looks like Matt Kenseth has gotten a piece of it. 7th caution. Here they come, back to the caution. And Rudd holds the lead. What a shame for Hornaday.
Sure was. Had a great run going. We see a little fire under the hood as he tries to get the car
to a fire extinguisher.
To a fire extinguisher. Now we see the fire under the car.
Not very happy with the 44 by the looks of it.
Okay, last night when 2 guys who were involved in an accident parked next to each other, it got kind of interesting on the track. This doesn't look like it has the intensity.
No, I don't think so. I think right now that Ron Hornaday, as we see him taking his gloves off and getting ready to get out of the car, I just think he's too disappointed right now to do too much of anything.
I believe he may ask. He may have a conversation here. He didn't get the chance to have that conversation. Buckshot wisely drove off.
He looked like he wanted to, though,
yeah.
didn't he? Ah, that's too bad. Ron had a great run going in the early laps. That car is a mess.
Ran real good last night, too, in the Busch race.
Buckshot Jones has taken his car into the garage area. Don't look, Ron. You're not going to be happy what you see under there. And Matt Kenseth, the 3rd car involved. Pit road is closed, so we'll take a commercial break here. Come back for the pit stops and the restart on TNT. At the Richmond International Raceway, under caution once again, 7th time in the Chevrolet Monte Carlo 400.
Watch the 17, Matt Kenseth. As Hornaday is spinning down the racetrack, Kenseth tries to go between him, the inside wall, and Hornaday, and caught mostly Hornaday.
Let's see what happens here. We got him going down on the inside of the 44. It's just hard to tell from that angle what if 44 came down on the 14 and the 14 slid up into him. The 14 would have been fine if Kansas would have missed him, though.
Yeah, I don't think they had much damage at all. Matt Yoakum.
Evan Harvick was the first car on the...
Push him into the curve. Here we go. Trouble. Turn 2. Lots of cars. Waltrip, Schrader, Kyle Petty, Buckshot Jones, and I think Harvick got the worst of it. Yeah, Harvick's car is really damaged. Fourth caution of the day at lap 112.
He has busted the radiator here. They'll have a lot of work to do here. You see the water running out of it. You see the steam. The biggest thing they'll have to do there is get all the sheet metal cut away and replace that radiator.
I think Waltrip was the first car to go around, but not sure who he might have had help from. I know Kenny Schrader's car, his car is torn up pretty badly, and yeah, it's only got one M left. Yeah, short an M. Here we go.
Looks like Matt Kenseth, the 17 car, gets into Michael in the 15 car. Nowhere for Schrader, Kyle Petty, Harvick, Buckshot Jones in the 44. Nowhere for those cars to go.
Actually, I believe Buckshot came out pretty lucky. I don't think he got a lot of damage, but the rest of them did. From above, here we go down into turn 1. Little pop there in the rear end. That's all it takes. It's so uncalled for. That's what I'm telling you. People look at that and say, oh, it's just racing. It is, but it's bad racing. You're not supposed to be doing that. From the Napa onboard camera.
Sterling Marlin in the 40 car just getting by.
Oh, Buckshot. He got into something pretty hard. Thought he got out of there pretty lucky, but he didn't. Ron Hornaday gets his service, and he's gone.
Yeah, but supposed to stay on the apron till you get to the back straightaway. Oh, trouble down here.
Caution, Buckshot Jones. And the first crash is at lap 3.
31 car just got a free pass.
Yes, he did. He's going to be way back in the field, but at least he's not a lap down.
There I have 2 pages to write down caution flags today. Yesterday we ran out of paper.
Well, we had 15 and 250 laps. Is there any way we could have 30?
Let's not try for a record.
I was watching the start.
Let's see if there's any contact that sent Buckshot Jones into the wall in the 44.
There's Steve Park right behind him, and Steve Park, yikes.
A little aggressive getting out the corner.
A little early to be. Bad place to give a guy a little shove.
Doesn't take much to climb the wall and hit the concrete here in Bristol.